Welcome to Fitness Blender's Total Body Boot Camp Workout. We're going to be doing 10 reps of 10 different exercises just one time through. All you're going to need is a set of dumbbells. We haven't included a warm-up or a cool-down, so you're going to want to make sure that you get those in on your own. We're starting off with a basic push-up. We're going to be doing 10 reps. Go ahead and get started. You can do these from your knees or your toes. The main thing you want to focus on is keeping your body in a straight line and your core contracted the entire time. There's your halfway point, and here's the easier version. If you don't quite have the strength to do push-ups yet, you can always do them standing up, pushing off of a wall. And there's your last rep. Alright, next up we have a squat with an Arnold press. So you're going to go into as deep a squat as you can control while maintaining a flat back. And as you come up, you're going to rotate your arms so that your wrists are facing away from you in a shoulder press. Go ahead and grab those weights. Make sure that you're picking a heavy enough weight to really challenge yourself without sacrificing your form. 10 reps, here we go. Keep your back flat the entire time. If you find yourself kind of rounding over your body at the bottom of that range of motion, that means you need to not go as deep. So it's okay to do a shallow squat. As you gain more control and more strength, you can go down further. Keep the majority of your body weight in your heels and focus on really pressing upwards through those heels, especially on your way up from the squat. A good breathing pattern is inhaling on the way down and exhaling as you press back up. Just a few more reps, keep it going. Last one. By this point, both those lower and upper body muscles should be shaking. Drop the weights. You might need a lighter one for this one. We're doing a side plank with a single arm fly. Get into the hardest version of a side plank that you can manage and grab your weight. You're going to be opening up across your chest to just directly over your body and then lowering the weight back down. So you can either do this from your hands and your toes or your forearm and your knees. We're doing 10 reps on each side. Keep just a slight bend in your elbow and make sure that you're controlling this motion the entire time. I don't want any swinging. You shouldn't be using any momentum. This is a very controlled movement. This is definitely a total body exercise. You should be feeling it in that upper body, your core, your obliques, and your thighs and glutes. There's your halfway point, and I'm going to show you the easier modification with your weight in your forearms and your knees. Just keep going with whichever version you can maintain a straight line in your body, either from your shoulders to your toes or shoulders to your knees. Alright, that's 10 reps on that first side. Go ahead and flip over so that you're holding a plank on the opposite side of the body and doing a fly with the other arm. Inhale as you lower the weight, exhale as you lift it back up. There's our halfway point. Remember, you can switch to that easier modification if you need to. 5 reps left. Here's our last couple reps. Take note of how your muscles are feeling. If they're not shaking, if they're not burning, then you need to start lifting heavier. Nicely done. Okay, next up we have a bridge and a chest press. So this is going to be working our chest, our pectorals, as well as our glutes and hamstrings. Lie on your back and bend your knees so that you have your feet flat on the floor, and you're going to be pressing upwards through your heels so that you lift your butt up off of the ground. Now to turn this into a total body exercise, at the same time that you push up from the bridge, we're also going to be doing a chest press. We're doing 10 reps. Let's go ahead and start it up. For that chest press, you want your elbows bent in a 90, and as you push upwards, they should be right above your shoulder joints. To get the most benefit out of this, focus on really squeezing on the way up. Squeeze those glutes as much as you can. Keep your core contracted the entire time and never relax. At the end of that range of motion, don't let your arms rest on the ground and don't rest your booty on the ground. Just hover right there for just a second before you push up into that next repetition. Just a couple more. And let it relax. All right, next up we have a plank with an extension. So again, hold the hardest version of a plank that you can, and you're going to be grabbing a weight and lifting it directly out behind your body from that plank position. Get set up in that plank position. Remember, you can do this from your forearms and your knees to make it easier, or your forearms and your toes to make it harder. So just grab that weight and you're going to be extending, straighten your arm and extending it straight out behind your body. Remember that you need to be in control of this motion the entire time. No swinging. You don't want to cheat by using momentum. We're coming up on our last few reps here on this side of the body. So you're going to drop your weight on the last rep and switch hands without leaving that plank position. And we're going to do another 10 repetitions on the opposite side of the body. Contract your abs, contract every muscle in your body, and make sure that you're keeping a straight line all the way down your back. Exhale on that harder part of the motion where you're lifting the weight up behind your body. Make sure you're never holding your breath. 2 more reps with perfect form. And there you go, nicely done. Stand back up. Next up, we're doing a static lunge with a shoulder shrug. So you're going to sink down into a lunge. We're doing 5 reps with each leg leading. So we're going to switch halfway through for 10 reps total. The shoulder shrug is basically making an upside down U shape. So 1 shoulder shrug back and then forward is 1 repetition. Drop down into that lunge. Make sure you're keeping your torso upright and start shrugging back and then forward. There's 1 repetition. We're doing this 5 times, and then we're going to switch which leg is leading. Here's our 5th repetition. We're going to switch which legs we're lunging on and start 5 more repetitions of shrugs. Just a couple more repetitions. Arms and legs should be burning by now. There you go. All right, shake out those legs and let's get ready for the next exercise, the pulsing row. We've added pulses to a basic bent over row to make it especially painful. This is just to really burn out those muscles. We're going to be doing roughly 6 pulses on the way up and 6 pulses on the way down. Stand with feet shoulder width apart, bend over so that your back is parallel to the ground, and start pulsing. Remember, 6 on the way up and 6 on the way down. Keep a slight bend in your knees and focus on really contracting those back muscles, especially on that pulse at the top of the range of motion. Just keep it going. You're about halfway done. Remember, exhale on the way up, that hardest part of the movement, and then inhale on your way back down. I know that your muscles are burning at this point. Try to just keep pushing through it. If you need to, you can drop the amount of weight that you're lifting, and you can even drop the weights altogether. One more. And relax. All right, next up we have the 3-way lateral raise. So the first repetition is going to be with your palms back. The next one is going to be with your palms facing your legs, and the third will be with your palms out, and you're going to go all the way over your head to make 1 repetition. We're going to be doing this 5 times. Keep a slight bend in your knees to engage that lower body and start it up. First one with your palms back. Next, rotate so that they're facing in towards your legs. And for this last one, your palms are going to be facing out, and you go all the way over your head. Come back down and start the entire thing over again. Palms back, palms in, and last, palms out and up over your head. There's rep number 2. We have 3 more to go. Just 2 more rounds of this to go. Remember, keep those glutes squeezed, keep the lower body tight, and keep your core pulled in the entire time. Here's your last set. I know your muscles are burning. Do your best to keep your form tight and keep control over that motion for every one of those variations. And there you go, nicely done. Next up, we have bent over tricep extensions. Bend at the waist and keeping a flat back, bend over so that you're almost parallel to the ground. Keep your upper arm and your elbows pinned in close to your sides, and then extend your arms so that the weights go out behind your body. The only part of your arms that should be moving are the forearms. Stand with feet shoulder width apart, lean forward, pull those arms up, pin them to your sides, and extend your arms to start that first repetition. This is our second to last exercise, so focus on really making those muscles burn. Squeeze at the top of the range of motion when your arms are extended to really get the most out of this tricep exercise. There's your halfway point. We have just 5 more reps. Give me 1 more, squeeze, and you're done. All right, next up, last exercise, we have bicep curls. Stand with feet shoulder width apart, pin your elbows to your sides, and keep your upper body completely stationary. Bring those weights up as close to your shoulders as you can without moving your elbows forward. Grab those weights and start it up. All right, remember these are your last 10 reps of this entire routine. Make sure to really burn out those muscles by staying in control of the movement the entire time. I don't want any swinging, and don't use any momentum to do this. There's your halfway point, 5 more reps. Just 2 more, push through those burning muscles, you're almost done. Here's your last repetition. And there you go. All right, nicely done. This workout is complete.